It's Derby Day this afternoon up here at Rockwell Automation Park. Hello and welcome. Round 7 just about to get underway up here at Rockwell Automation Park with Weston taking on Maitland. Nathan Morris kicking off, and Weston will be running from left to right in their home kit, their black and white stripes, and Maitland in their away kit, their blue kit, from right to left of screen. Referee this afternoon, James Cleo, for this big derby. These two sides meeting twice last season. A win for Weston up at Rockwell Automation, Cook Square Park. A 1-0 win there. Troy Hearfield, the goal scorer. And then in the second match, the return match in round 14 here at Rockwell Automation Park, it was a 0-0 draw between these two sides. Joining me in commentary today is Gary Fisher. And Gary, it's great to have your company for this derby, our third here on Bar TV, the Coalfields Derby.
Thanks, Ben. Great to be here again. Looking forward to a real tussle, no matter where sides are on ladders. In a traditional derby, it's always a battle, and nothing more than that will occur today. So looking forward to an enthralling contest. Sitting up here, you're looking out, and there's sort of 4 or 5 from Maitland that used to be Weston, and a couple from Weston that used to be Maitland. So that only adds to the spice of the day.
Yes, Carl Thornton, Brock Oakley, and Liam Thornton meeting their former club from Maitland up against Weston. And then for Weston, Ben Kelly up against his former club. Here's Comerford going towards the back post. Early chance for Liam Thornton. Greg Anderson running down towards the corner, playing it up the line to Mitch Wallace. Pretty much the opposite positions, these two sides, to where they were on the ladder when they met last season. Weston in last spot on the ladder, just 2 points from their opening 6 matches, courtesy of a couple of draws, one against the Jets Youth in round 1, and then they played Broadmeadow Magic in round 3 and had a 0-0 draw here at Rockwell Automation Park. So they normally play well when they're at home. Not so when we were here a couple of weeks ago, Gary, when they played Valentine Weston, which is probably a little bit unlucky, but they were a bit off, Weston, that day. They went down 2-0.
Yeah, had chances, as did both sides in that game in the first half. But then the second half, they just didn't come out of the sheds, and Valentine dominated in both field position and the scoreboard.
Here's a ball wide here. Lee Ashton trying to get on the end of it for Weston. Ashton, and over the sideline for a throw for Maitland. Maitland, on the other hand, flying high this year. They're in 4th spot on the ladder. Yet to be defeated this season. 3 wins and 3 draws from their opening 6 rounds. This one cleared away by Dean Heffernan. Matt Thompson goes down and wins the free kick for Maitland.
Just with Thompson going down, it's a bit of a battle today of the free kick specialist as well, Ben. Matt Thompson of late has been deadly from a dead ball situation, and up against Nathan Morris, who for a long time at Weston has been, and maybe in the league, has been considered the best dead ball specialist.
Here's Liam Thornton playing in Matt Comerford down the line. He gets around Robbie Turnbull with ease there. Comerford in towards the middle. Well defended in the end by Lachlan Rowan, who was so impressive a couple of weeks ago. Ashton up to Wallace. He turns it over to Carl Thornton. Ben Martin, he has a shot. And that one more speculative than anything. And over for a goal kick for Ben Kelly. Last week, Weston, they went down 1-0 to Charlestown at Lylecar Oval. Tightly fought contest, that one, and a good performance from Charlestown, keeping their undefeated streak alive. But probably a bit unlucky in the end, Weston. They had some chances and just unable to put them away. And for Maitland, they had a 0-0 draw with the Jaffers at home in a match that, from all reports, the Jaffers had most of the running but were unable to get the go-ahead goal, and Maitland did well to keep it at 0-0. As here is Greg Anderson down towards the line. Matt Thompson keeps it in towards the middle towards Ben Martin, and Isaac Peake gets his first touch in his run-on debut for Weston. Big opportunity for Isaac this afternoon, isn't it, Gary?
Yeah, I've had a little bit to do with Isaac during his youth football career. He's a great young fella, loves to learn, loves to listen, and hearty congratulations to him on his debut today. It's well deserved, so hope he has a great game.
Gary McDermott just offside there. And Ben Kelly, we when we were here a couple of weeks ago, Gary, he wasn't in the side, and James Wand went off injured for Weston, and then Jed Horter came on, who's actually the 19s keeper. Played 22s today, Jed Horter, just due to that injury to James Wand, but he really adds a lot in goals. Ben Kelly to Weston. Here's Robbie Turnbull going back to him.
Yeah, great keeper Ben Kelly. His experience over many years. As you said that day, big ask for Jed Horter. He did well, but Ben will add a lot at the back in what, not only his experience but his direction and talk.
Here is Zach Snedden going back to Morris. Looking over the top for Mitch Wallace. Wallace goes back towards Lachlan Rowan and over for an early throw it'll be for Weston. Here it goes back to Nathan Morris now. Morris looking for Gary McDermott. Still Gary McDermott. And going over for a goal kick. Gary, actually one thing I found out this week was that Nathan Morris is Trevor Morris's son. In 1.5 seasons of covering this, I did not know that. So
there you go. Yes. Father and son, Nathan a long stalwart of the club, and Trevor back here in his second stint as first grade coach after a stint in the early 90s, I think it was. So, yep.
And Trevor Morris actually sitting up here in the grandstand near us this afternoon, watching the first half of this clash. We'll see if he remains up here for much longer, but he's sitting up here, Trevor Morris, trying to get a better view of the game. Trying to find out how his side can score some more goals. Only 4 goals in the opening 6 rounds. 1 goal in their last 8 hours of football, and that was a penalty against Valentine.
Yeah, that's the issue. Doing some summation work this morning, Ben. There, 3 goals in the first round, and then just a penalty with the last kick of the game against Valentine. You've got to start creating some opportunities in front of goals.
Dean Heffernan, who the start of the season for Maitland was playing more towards the front end of the pitch. Now he's sitting back in the centre-back role with Blake Thompson, who's Maitland's captain. The ball goes over the sideline for a Maitland throw.
Yeah, we're just talking about that before the game, Ben. It was Carl Thornton, who traditionally has played in a fullback role, both at Weston and Maitland early part of the season, but the last few weeks, as you've said, Ben, is playing in that midfield type role now. So Coach Piggott has obviously saw some benefit in moving Cole forward.
Here's a ball from Oakley, looking towards Matt Thompson. Just have a quick chat here to Zach Hill, is it? He's going to call play on now. James Clill, the referee this afternoon. Brock Oakley with the throw. He goes to Hill. Back to Oakley, stabbing it towards Hill, and now push in the back there from Weston, and the free kick goes Maitland's way. Just over 8 minutes gone here, the Bar TV match of the round. There's Ben Martin trying to get in, and free kick goes the other way. Bar TV match of the round this afternoon, brought to you by Top Better. Get in the game with Top Better, our major broadcast partners for all the winter codes this season. Zach Snedden now. This one time pulling it over the sideline, and a throw for Maitland. Bit of a cagey opening from both sides here, Gary. Not too many chances.
Yeah, I think both sides just trying to sort themselves out, work out what their structures are on the field. No real chances, as you've said. Some speculative chance from Ben Martin's probably the only shot. Just while I've got the mic, Broadmeadow Magic have scored early against their opponents, Valentine Phoenix, so they lead 1-0 early part of that match.
And the other big match this afternoon, which I'm really interested to see the result of, is that Edgeworth-Charlestown game. Charlestown haven't been defeated this season either, so that will be a real battle out at Lyle Carr Oval this afternoon.
It will be. It'll probably give go back to you here, Ben.
Here's Lee Ashton going across the ground. He finds Macbeth. Macbeth tries to go with his left foot. He was injured late in that game against Charlestown, Rob Macbeth, but he looks to have recovered. Starting today, here's Morris. Lovely ball to Robbie Turnbull. Robbie Turnbull's touch just letting him down. Knocks over Liam Thornton. For a smaller guy, Wasn't a bad effort from Robbie Turnbull. I thought go the opposite way there, but Liam Thornton unable to keep himself up under that challenge from Turnbull. Here is Macbeth. Here is Turnbull towards the back post. Matt Trott in goals for Maitland.
Easy pickings there for Matt Trott.
Saw Danny Ireland yesterday for Hamilton up against the Jets Youth. They knocked them over 5-0 yesterday, Hamilton. The other game, Lambton 5-0 over Adamstown. Danny Ireland was very impressive, as always, for Hamilton.
Yeah, he's been super impressive this year, Danny.
I think it's a battle between those two for probably the best keeper in the competition, Danny Ireland and Matt Trott.
Yeah, at this stage of the competition, I couldn't agree more.
Here is Mitch Wallace. Trying to get around and play it wide to Lee Ashton, but Maitland had plenty behind the ball. Blake Thompson goes to Thornton. Now Comerford. Comerford toward Thompson, but Robbie Turnbull just got in front of him, and Thompson unable to control, and Isaac Peake now.
Yeah, just harking back quickly to the Edgeworth-Charlestown clash. It'll be a good gauge for Charlestown to see where they're at. They haven't played the top three sides, or three of the top four sides at the moment in Edgeworth, Hamilton and Magic, and they've got them in the next three games. So it'll be a good gauge to see where Charlestown are after their undefeated start of the season.
Yeah, they almost actually knocked over Maitland 1-0 earlier in the season. That was back in round 3 up at Cook Square Park. Here's Thompson, who's just offside. But 1-1, Matt Thompson popped up late with a free kick to salvage a point out of that one for Maitland.
Yeah, it was late. It was just as he was striking that ball, I was going to say that it was a late special free kick again from Matt Thompson that got Maitland the result on that day.
But really, you look at Maitland's results, and they've scored big in a couple of games, 6-1 over the Rosebuds and then 4-1 over the Jets. And speaking to Steve Piggott, it's just those other games where they haven't been able to convert their chances, put them in the back of the net. This here is Lee Ashton. Comerford, who scored a couple against Adamstown. One of his former clubs, Matt Comerford. There's Isaac Peake on the ball now for Weston.
You mentioned Rob Macbeth earlier. Apparently the club on Thursday gave him absolutely no chance of playing, but he's had some intense treatment over the past 3 days, and even as of this morning was having treatment. And he's got himself out there today, so good effort on his behalf to get on the pitch.
And it'd be good for Weston to have that experience out there of Rob Macbeth. Their depth is being tested a little bit at the moment. Michael Holt not in the side today, played 22, so expect he won't be far away from stepping into the Western lineup. Here's Snedden, cutting into the 18, still going Zach Snedden. And Zach Hill comes away with it for Maitland, but probably the most promising attack there for Weston. Zach Snedden finding his way to the 18. Here's Nathan Morris now, going forward, tripping over, and winning the free kick.
Yeah, Zach does that a little bit. I know against Hamilton there, he ended up, Simon Mooney ended up being sent off because of bringing Zach down from a run. So that was, so there's a bit of confusion here as to what's happening with the free kick, I believe, and now a card's been issued.
So Morris has gone into the book for a yellow card. I'm not quite sure what that is for, but the referee didn't look too impressed with him. It's a bit silly there from Morris too. It was a good position for a free kick. Perfect on his preferred right boot.
Yeah, he's tried to kick it into the player, I think, to get a card against him, but obviously the referee had said he was waiting for his whistle, so yeah, as you said, a bit silly.
There's Trott up the ground, Snedden in the back of Ben Martin. Ben Martin applauds. Zach Snedden giving away the free kick. He's not afraid to tell a player what he thinks, Ben Martin. I remember when Matt Thompson scored the winner against Valentine late on at Carl Oval, Ben Martin was giving it to Reece Pettit, so he's a character of the Maitland club. The season he had a couple of seasons ago, I should say, Ben Martin. This here is Matt Thompson on his right towards Oakley. Brock Oakley with the header. Ben Kelly, and it's in the back of the net. Is it offside? Ben Martin's put it in, but It has been given. So Maitland have scored. Matt Thompson now running in. Just to find out, it's all confusion. I don't know who the goal's been given to. Ben Martin has put it in.
Yeah, total confusion there. I think Maitland are adamant it was Weston are adamant it was a handball.
A handball from Ben Martin.
Yeah. So just now, you're right though, Ben. The goal was given, but referee Cleal is now conferring with his linesman and going back to halfway.
Let's hope if Ben Martin did handball, he would say something about it. I was looking at a video, actually. Who was it this week? It was the former German striker.
Now Ben Martin is getting a yellow. Sorry to interrupt there, Ben, and it's going to be a free kick
for the handball. So the sideline official has said something. No goal. Now Ben Kelly having a chat to Zach Martin. Sorry, I shouldn't say Zach Martin. Zach Snedden.
It's all happening here, Ben. Total confusion everywhere.
Zach Martins, and here we go. Here is Ben Kelly with the free kick. So still 0-0 up here at Rockwell Automation Park. To Ben Kelly, Ben Martin. There's so many Bens and Zachs, and it's all going on there. Here's Ryan Broadley now. Matt Thompson. And now Morris. Miroslav Klose, that's who I was thinking of, Gary. He actually had 2 goals that he scored disallowed because he told the referee he handballed it. Actually, one he handballed, and the other one he said it wasn't a fair penalty, and he refused to take it. So
there's an honest player.
Great sportsmanship, and he scored plenty of goals to boot anyway, Miroslav Klose. So here is Carl Thornton, across to Brock Oakley. Now back for Broadley. Plays a 1-2 with Hill. And free kick goes Weston's way. Just thinking back to that no goal there for Ben Martin. The sideline official didn't even have his flag up. That's what all the confusion came from, as we see a card coming out. It looks to be Brock Oakley, it will be, with the challenge there. But the sideline official didn't put his flag up.
That's what was confusing everyone, I think. So, and it was obviously the protest from the Western side that led to the discussion, but it appeared they were absolutely adamant it was a handball, and
it was a great save from Ben Kelly in the Western goal.
We unfortunately haven't got the liberty of a replay, so watch it tonight on Bar TV.
Here is Morris going across and back and turning it over. Gary McDermott there. Oakley goes to Thompson. Matt Thompson playing it wide to Ben Martin. Scored a spectacular goal against Adamstown a couple of weeks ago, Ben Martin. Here is Dean Heffernan going to ground.
Maitland's starting to make some inroads in building up their attack from the back. Just on occasions, the final pass is broken down.
Both sides' defences have been very, very good this season. Maitland have conceded the 5, and Weston have only conceded 12, which is very good considering the bottom 5 have conceded 26, 25, 14 and 10. As here is Rowan in towards the middle. And Weston kept Broadmeadow Magic quiet, who have scored 15 goals this season. Corner kick here for Weston, so good chance. You just sense, Gary, Weston's best chance of grabbing a goal today, I think, is from Nathan Morris's boot from the set piece.
Yeah, you'd imagine that's a key for them. Obviously, with the lack of goals in front, either through a corner or a dead ball situation, free kick, that is their greatest chance. Watch for a run from Gary McDermott here late, but
Morris
is deep, but
got a lot on that corner kick. Just harmlessly over for a goal kick for Matt Trott. Back up to Danny Vukovic in the 2008 A-League Grand Final. The Newcastle Jets won. Don't think many from this area will forget that one in a long time. As here is stabbing ball forward, Anderson going up, and now Isaac Peake On debut, as we said, a starting debut. He's played off the bench for Weston Isaac Peake. Here's Thornton. Back to Brock Oakley. Oakley stabbing it over the top towards Matt Thompson, and Snedden gets his head there, and Kelly coming out towards his former teammate. Apologises to Matt Thompson, and Kelly throws it out towards McDermott now. And McDermott just putting that one over the sideline. The other scores this afternoon, scoreboard in the background at the moment, the under-19s, Weston with a 4-0 victory, and in the 22s a 2-1 victory for Weston as well. Oakley now with the throw. Rowan with the header. Now Thornton. Greg Anderson getting higher than Ben Martin. And now Thornton again, this time Carl Thornton. Playing in the midfield today, and last couple of weeks, Steve Pickett moving him up the ground. And Thornton going down and winning the free kick. And there's some pressure from Gary McDermott. Just over 21 gone here. Match of the round on Bar TV this afternoon. The Coalfields derby, it's Weston at home to Maitland. Brought to you by Top Better this afternoon.
Yeah, both sides still trying to sort themselves out to a certain degree. Matt Cumberford will whip this in. Some tall timber in there in Ben Martin and Blake Thompson.
Here is Cumberford. Thornton rising, and free kick goes Weston's way.
Just about to say Carl Thornton is renowned for scoring goals from those situations as well. I think he got one last week.
Yeah, he scored a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, he scored against the Jets. The Jets youth in that 4-1 victory for Weston. Got himself off the mark this season. Scored a big goal for Weston last year actually in that big win over Broadmeadow Magic. 4-3, one of the games of the season, probably one of the games of the Northern New South Wales NPL. Here's Ben Kelly. Up towards Lee Ashton. Gets his head towards Mitch Wallace. Another South Cardiff product. Moving to Weston this season. Nathan Morris this time waiting for referee James Cleal to give him the go-ahead for this free kick. One-man war with Matt Thompson. Here's Morris into the arm of Matt Thompson, I thought there, but it sits up now for McDermott, who has the shot. And Gary McDermott, he'll be ruining that. That was a big chance for Weston.
Yeah, big chance there. Technique wasn't quite right. He turned and hit it, but slightly leaning back, and it sailed over the top of the bar. There's a big appeal there from Weston, though, for that handballs.
Yeah, I thought it was a handball, but in the end, it was probably... The free kick would have been from a decent spot, but that was also a great chance for Gary McDermott as play unfolded. Maitland's captain, brother of the assistant coach Reece Thompson, Blake Thompson going forward, up and over the top and straight to Ben Kelly in goals. You expected this afternoon, Gary. Very defensive orientated game, not too many chances. That's what we've got so far in the opening 23 and a half.
Yeah, I'd imagine the second half, if it stays like this at half-time, will probably open up a little bit. Maitland will be keen to try and show their attacking prowess. But for now, it's a bit of a battle.
Here is Greg Anderson. Goes to Lee Ashton, and now Morris. Looking towards Mitch Wallace. Dean Heffernan doing a good defensive job on him. Now turning on the ball is Rob Macbeth. Robbie Turnbull stabbing it forward towards Lee Ashton, and now Heffernan goes back to Trott. Dean Heffernan returning last weekend against the Jaffers after he was sent off. In the match against Valentine Phoenix. 3-match ban for that. For his and Wilson Edwards' role in a scuffle. Maitland with a 3-2 win that day. And Gary, just looking at Maitland's results, a couple of late goals have really sent them soaring up the ladder. With that late goal against Valentine, they would have just got a point out of that otherwise, and then they wouldn't have got a point at all out of the game at home against Charlestown if Matt Thompson didn't score that late goal. So that's probably the difference this year for Maitland, just getting those goals when it matters.
Yeah, hanging tough, playing it right to the final whistle, and then, a bit of, well, in the case of the Charlestown games, a bit of special play by Matt Thompson.
Here is Carl Thornton bringing it across to Comerford. Gets clipped by Robbie Turnbull. Gives away the free kick. Dean Heffernan coming up to take it.
I was just about to say, Ben, Coach Morris's tenure in the grandstand didn't last long. He's back on the sideline.
Yes, he's quickly made the trip down. Probably lasted about 10-15 minutes, I think. Didn't enjoy the view from up here, obviously, so he's gone back to the sideline. Ben Kelly with the goal kick. Gary McDermott. His control let him down, but it sat up nicely for Morris, but his ball intercepted, and Comerford just getting in the way of Matt Thompson. And now over the sideline, throw for the visitors, Liam Thornton. Robbie Turnbull goes to Morris. And now Rob Macbeth. Lee Ashton going over the top towards Mitch Wallace. And Heffernan towards the sideline. Looks much more comfortable at the back, Dean Heffernan, playing it at centre-back, Gary.
Yeah, traditionally a full-back from his A-League career, and, much more comfortable, more composed. The art of being a good fullback seems to when they have time, and he's certainly got that at the moment. Just composure. Another appeal for a handball there, this time to Weston, but referee rules play on.
Here's Morris now. Space in front of him. He was looking towards Gary McDermott, and Blake Thompson comes away with it and finds Comerford. We know he's got plenty of pace.
Numbers inside here.
He gets around Greg Anderson with ease. Comerford and tries to find Ben Martin. He wins it back. Taken down by Snedden, and Snedden will go into the book. Great counter-attacking raid from Maitland there, and we know that's what they've been very good at in 2016.
Yeah, that's been building for a while. They've had a couple of raids, but not with the intensity or the numbers in that case. And I think that was a tackle Snedden had to make, really, because there was three on the inside and no one else. So big chance now, though, for Matt Thompson.
Thompson and Comerford standing over it. You'd think Matt Thompson will take this one, but we'll see what happens here for Maitland. He's going to leave it for Comerford. Comerford hits it low. Kelly used his legs to knock that one away. It was effective, and now Wallace baked Thompson in his back and gives away the free kick.
Yeah, fooled everyone. It was a decent free kick by Matty Comerford there, and Ben Kelly, as you said, he made it a bit awkward for himself. It was low and had to use his legs to parry it away. Just in those results yesterday, Ben, a couple of hat-tricks, so congratulations to Kane Goodchild from Hamilton Olympic and Luke Remington from Lambton Jaffers, who each scored 3 as Thompson's a chance here.
Matt Thompson, he's got Martin in the middle, squares it across Ben Martin. Oh, what a save, Ben Kelly. And Ben Kelly lets Ben Martin know about that. He should have hit that Ben Martin, and he tried to roll it over the line and wasted a chance to get his second of the season and Maitland's first this afternoon, Gary.
Yeah. Best chance of the match by far, and as you said, great run by Thompson on the counter again. Almost committed Ben Kelly, and then as you said, Ben Martin should have really planted that, but tried to place it. Kelly reacted accordingly, got a hand to it.
Things starting to open up now for Maitland, but Weston back on the attack. Corner kick. Nathan Morris as usual. No, he's not going to take this one, Nathan Morris, actually. Gary McDermott will go down, and Nathan Morris just going to sit outside the 18. I want to try and keep this away from Matt Trott, but it's too short. Bounces up high off the turf. Now played wide, but straight to Comerford. There from Isaac Peake, and now Comerford cutting inside. McDermott putting some pressure on him. He finds Ben Martin, who was offside by a mile, I think, there.
Yeah, there was both of them were offside. In that case, Heffernan and Ben Martin. It was a good 2 metres offside. It's right in front of our commentary position.
He was so far offside, I actually thought he was a defender for Weston. Here is Greg Anderson, back to Kelly. Trevor Morris said Ben Kelly was Weston's best last week. And this here is Liam Thornton with the header, but straight to Greg Anderson. Missed all of our season with a leg injury. Played for Hamilton.
I was actually just going to make comment on Greg from talking to Trevor Morris earlier today. He's been suitably impressed with Greg's work rate and ethics this year. He said he's been a great asset to the club with his experience, and from him personally, it'd be great to just be back playing football after his horrific leg break last year.
Here's Thornton now, space in front of him. I didn't think Morris clipped him, but it sits wide for Broadley. Plays it back to the middle, and Thompson was flooding through, but his opposite number, Zach Snedden, just got there and intercepted, and now free kick going the way of Weston. Plenty of free kicks in this half, Garrett.
There's been quite a few. Not surprising given the derby nature and players from each club swapping during the year, so a bit of feeling out there.
Since Maitland were promoted last season, these derbies have averaged half a goal a game. 1 goal in 2 games for Troy Herefield. Not playing this season for Weston. I assume Troy's hung up the boots. Haven't heard of him playing anywhere else.
Yeah, I heard he was up on the mid-north coast somewhere. I don't know if he's playing, but yeah, definitely not locally or
here is
at NPL level.
Macbeth going across to Peake. Finds fellow youngster Lachlan Rowan. Rowan into the middle of it, straight onto the head of Blake Thompson, who goes to Ryan Broadley. Vice captain Ryan Broadley for this Maitland side. He's been at Maitland since he was a junior. Bleeds black and white. It's Ryan Broadley. As ball put through on the end of it, Zach Hill, can he put it over Ben Kelly? And Greg Anderson getting there, and Turnbull taken down, but no free kick. Anderson going up the line, and Ben Kelly showing just how important he is to Weston this afternoon.
Yeah, he's been super so far. That's the 3rd genuine save, and Maitland's starting to make some inroads, and if it wasn't for Ben Kelly, they could be well and truly 1 or 2 goals down. Dean Heffernan to come across and take this free kick.
Gary McDermott's going to go sit up on the halfway line. Zach Hill going across to just make sure as here is Brock Oakley trying to flick it on. Rowan with the header away to Macbeth. So this is what Weston were hoping for. Macbeth just unable to get the pass away. Lee Ashton rides the challenge of Thornton but can't get past Oakley. Now with Carl Thornton on the edge of the 18. Thornton with a shot. I remember him scoring against Edgeworth in the final round last year from that exact position on his right foot.
Yeah, that was... you could see what Weston set up to do if they got the ball back from the free kick there, but their ineffectiveness and slowness to get the ball moving. They probably should have moved that a lot quicker and a lot directer. They had 2 players wide in Wallace and McDermott, and Maitland ended up through Carl Thornton getting the ball, and now we're resulting corner.
Thompson from the corner, not his best effort, but Morris can't clear, and Broadley goes back to Thompson. See if he can hit it better this time. He goes a bit deeper towards Liam Thornton, and Lee Ashton knocks this one over the sideline. .35.5 gone, the round 7 match of the round, the Coalfields Derby on Bar TV, brought to you by Top Better. Maitland and Weston locked at 0-0. Closest we came to a goal was Ben Martin, but it was a handball. The ball crossed the line, but a handball from Maitland's number 21. After Ben Kelly made an awesome save, and he's made a few this afternoon in the Weston goal. Here's Comerford playing it towards Matt Thompson. Still Thompson unable to keep it in. Probably justifying his move, Ben Kelly. He left Maitland at the start of the year after they bought Matt Trott into the side. And going on Matt Trott's pedigree, you probably can't leave him out of the first grade side. So Ben Kelly came across to Weston, and it's been one of their best this season now with the goal kick.
Yeah, I guess every footballer wants to play first-team football, and Ben probably saw that Matt Trott was going to be ahead of him. So, and the form Matt Trott's been in, he obviously was not going to get a chance. So, came looking for an opportunity here, and he's been big for them today. And as you alluded to, Ben big for him all year.
Here's Thornton going over the top for Comerford, who should run this down inside the line. Matt Comerford. Still Comerford trying to take on Greg Anderson, and well defended in the end from Greg Anderson. Comerford unable to keep it in.
Yeah, I thought Matt Comerford had some other options inside him there to play the ball in. Tried to get around Greg Anderson, but great defending by the veteran.
I think the other side, as we were talking about Ben Kelly, Gary, is if he had have stayed at Maitland, there was a lot he probably could have learnt from Matt Trott as well. Being an experienced former Mariners keeper.
I think Ben's been at Maitland Club for many years and sort of at the back end of his career. So anyway, moves made. So ironically, in the transfer window during the week, Tim Pratt, the former keeper that Ben Kelly's taken his spot here at Weston, is moved to Maitland. So interesting times in local football.
Yeah, Tim Pratt not playing today for Maitland, but you'd expect at some point he'll be in the 22s lineup. And here is Snedden. Based on Ben Kelly's performances this season, you'd say they haven't lost anything at all, if anything, with Tim Pratt leaving the club. As we tick towards half time, 6.5 to go now in regulation time in the first half. Carl Thornton gets around Robbie Turnbull. Still Carl Thornton. Takes on Nathan Morris now and wins his side a corner now.
Been quite impressive today, Carl Thornton, playing in that midfield role, as we alluded to earlier. Been pushed forward from his traditional fullback role, and he's been quite creative and had a chance there a short while ago from a decent run forward. So and obviously with Heffernan back in the side and reverting to his fullback role, suited Maitland well.
Carl Thornton with the header, and now going down Ben Kelly, and now it has been given as a penalty. Well, it's not going to be a red card, is it? It's going to be yellow for Ben Kelly. It was on Matt Thompson there, the foul from Ben Kelly, and I was thinking, surely not.
No, he did look to take his legs. As we said, we haven't got the benefit of a replay, but the ball looked like it had left, and he he did strike the legs of Matt Thompson. So yellow card and penalty, probably a fair decision viewing it live, as Blake Thompson comes up to take the penalty.
And Ben Kelly's going up to say a few words to Blake Thompson. I'm sure Blake Thompson would have taken a fair few penalties against Ben Kelly last year in practice. So we'll see if Ben Kelly knows what Blake Thompson likes to do with his penalties. He's already scored one this year. He scored it past Jake Hamilton against Adamstown back in round 5. So Maitland's captain for his second of the season. Thompson hits it. Kelly with a save. Sits up for Broadley, who puts it in. Denied the first time, but Ryan Broadley pops up again for Maitland and grabs his third of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, great first up save by Ben Kelly. Wasn't probably the greatest penalty by Blake Thompson. He probably first to admit that. But yeah, Ryan Broadley jolly on the spot. Followed the ball in. Wasn't trailed by any Western defender, and really had a one-on-one shot then with the keeper. And duly put it away for Maitland to lead 1-0.
Here's Isaac Peake now. As we said, Gary, not a great penalty from Blake Thompson, but I think that the chance, if you hit a penalty straight down the middle during the game, the chance of it bouncing straight back out for a goal on the rebound is much higher than if you're hitting it towards the corner. I think if you hit it towards the corner, there's a big chance the keeper can save it and it can go at an angle that's really too hard to score from. And that one was a perfect example. Kelly made a great save, but bounced up perfectly for Ryan Broadley to put it in.
Yeah, you're 100% right in what your summation was there, Ben, and it was probably from Coach Trevor Morris's point of view, he'll be disappointed that no one went with Ryan Broadley once the penalty was saved. They were very slow to react, Weston, in that regard, and
there really was no one around Ryan Broadley, was there? No one within QE of him. Robbie Turnbull takes the throw, goes to Macbeth. Now his ball straight to Comerford. Still Matt Comerford. Weston, I want to defend here right before the break. Don't want to concede another. Here's Zach Hill taking on Rowan. A good challenge from Lachlan Rowan.
Zach Hill been pushed further up the park too, Ben. He played fair bit at fullback too, didn't he?
Yeah, I can't remember back in round 1 and 2 when I did watch a couple of Maitland games. I can't remember where Zach was playing, but I'm thinking he was playing towards the back, but Blake Thompson was starting at the back, Carl Thornton, Brock Oakley, and then Liam Thornton.
Yeah, maybe
left.
With the addition of the
I think he might have played on the bench. Yeah,
he's probably been pushed forward. Obviously, they've got Jai McKellar on the bench as well, who's a wide player in the midfield.
Got a bit of depth on their bench this afternoon. Maitland is here. Here's the corner from Thompson, straight onto the head of Morris. McDermott goes to Isaac Peake, who plays it wide. Mitch Wallace bumped down by Brock Oakley, and he gets a yellow card, Brock Oakley, and he's sent off.
That's his second yellow, yep.
Not a happy homecoming for Brock Oakley. And normally you wouldn't see a yellow card come out for that sort of bump, Gary.
No, I had my head down. There's a score at another ground, so I was looking at that and just looked up to see the second. So I didn't see the challenge, but Brock Oakley, as he leaves the pitch, is far from happy. Obviously, some of the Western faithful are letting him know about it as well.
And as Brock Oakley comes from the field, Reece Thompson will greet him on the halfway line. And that just makes things a little bit more interesting. Here's Morris straight in towards Matt Trott, so Steve Piggott will have to do a little bit of reshuffling.
Well, we're just talking about Zach Hill. He may be the one going back to the right fullback role, I would imagine.
Yep, that's where it looks
set up like that now.
Looks to be the case.
What they'll probably do is have those four along the back. Carl Thornton will sit as a holding midfielder, and Broadley and Thompson will play in front of him.
And it looks to be Ben Martin maybe playing up.
And Matty Thompson. Just digesting the game, Ben. I just don't know where Weston's goals are going to come from at the moment. They've hardly created a chance in front of goals. Yeah. Even I know it's only been about 15 minutes since the Brock Oakley send-off, but their play breaks down in front of goals. So it's going to be a tough year if they continue in this vein.
Yeah, just down the attacking, and they just lack a bit of direction up there. And Mitch Wallace and Rob Macbeth up there today, and Mitch Wallace last season playing for South Cardiff. Probably wouldn't be that high on confidence after last season, not scoring too many goals, South Cardiff. Just the 2 for Mitch Wallace in 2015 for South Cardiff, and none this season.
Yeah, looks like Trevor Morris has changed his structure a bit. He's got the 2 up the front now.
So now at Rowan down the line, going towards Jake Barner, who turns around and goes down, and Zach Hill gets the yellow card. Nathan Morris with the free kick just inside his own half. Nathan Morris chipping over the top, and just another waste of a free kick there.
He hasn't been great with his free kicks this year, Nathan. A few games I've viewed and a few I've seen live. Certainly not as effective as what he's been in the previous 10 years or more of his career here at Weston.
So at the moment, Maitland heading for their first win since promotion last year against Weston. Greg Anderson now finding Robbie Turnbull.
Phoenix have scored again at Magic Park. It's now 2-2 there. Scored 2 in 5 minutes.
So is there an upset brewing at Magic Park? Once again, Gary, I just think Broadmeadow, they fly out of the blocks very, very fast. And then if you can stay in the game, you've got a chance. And Valentine have shown that this afternoon. And I'm sure Matt Paul's having a big impact for Valentine. Here's Matt Comerford now, cutting down and getting around Snedden, and Snedden holding him off. Well, Comerford throwing Snedden to the ground, and Weston with the free kick. Ben Kelly. Anderson now to Morris. Now back to Anderson.
Breaks down again for Weston.
Here's Thompson. So just had here is McDermott away for Weston. Maybe a chance to get back in the game. Here is Mitch Wallace, and he didn't get enough behind the shot. Matt Trott grabs it for Maitland. We've just had a slight technical issue. The Optus network's gone down, so we've just lost part of the game, but it'll be back up this afternoon live. I shouldn't say live. It'll be all up on the YouTube channel later on tonight. So we'll have the full match replay for those bits that have been cut out by the network going down, which may have been the Dean Heffernan goal for Maitland. The penalty. Here's Broadley. He's got Ben Martin in the middle. He's also got Matt Comerford streaming forward. Here's Thornton on the volley. Straight to Ben Kelly in goals. So sorry about that technical glitch, but the whole match will be up on the YouTube channel this afternoon. Here's Jake Barner with some space down the left. Played one first grade game last year, Jake Barner. Plenty of pace and wide player for the 22s, playing on the left for Weston this afternoon after that injury to Lee Ashton, as Robbie Turnbull goes down and wins the free kick. So 20 and a half gone in the second half. Match of the round brought to you by Top Better. Get in the game with Top Better. the major broadcast partner of Bar TV this winter season.
Chance for Nathan Morris here to do something.
Here is Morris in towards the middle. McDermott almost getting his head to it. Now Peake, well, slicing that one.
Yeah, good header there, I think, by Dean Heffernan to clear that. Free kick from Morris, and as you said, the sliced play by Isaac Peake.
It's been solid this afternoon, Isaac Peake, in his run-on debut for Weston.
Yeah, he's been overawed by the company around him. Obviously, Carl Thornton, a veteran of the NPL, and Matt Thompson, former A-League star. So they're the players who he has to mark and combat. So he's done a good job for I think he's only 18, Isaac.
Here's Thornton now broadly. Ben Martin. He's got Comerford. Comerford runs into the back of Lachlan Rowan. Still Ben Martin goes to Comerford. Martin makes the run. Matt Comerford into the 18, and a good tackle from Zach Snedden. Comerford furious with himself. And now Macbeth. Nathan Morris playing it wide to Robbie Turnbull. Now Isaac Peake. Under pressure from Carl Thornton. Back to Greg Anderson. Morris to Turnbull now. Back to Morris. And Morris goes wide to Jake Barner. He's got Rowan behind him. Goes to Lachlan Rowan now. Rowan up into the chest of Comerford. Now down for Rob Macbeth. Can't hold off broadly.
Just became too tight in there. Their options came too late. Probably would have been better trying to get a ball in the box a bit earlier.
Here's Comerford across the ground. Goes to Matt Thompson. Great tackle from Turnbull, I should say. Robbie Turnbull now to Barner. Barner down the line. Macbeth now. Now Peake. Looking through. Thompson getting in the way of that one. Now the ball to Macbeth. Just the quality again lacking for Weston, but Barner goes back to Morris. Here's Morris in towards the middle, and now broadly away. Ben Martin can't control, and Anderson goes to Rowan. Now Macbeth turning and going to Wallace. Wallace to Barner, now to Morris. Nathan Morris wide to Turnbull. And now into the middle, Wallace flying for Weston. Just couldn't get his head to it. Do you think it's one of those things, Gary, where if Weston get one, they can get 2 and 3?
Yeah, it's probably that confidence thing in front of goals, and here's a chance.
Here's McDermott on the shot. Well, Matt Comerford going off the ground.
I think this is only Shane's second or third first grade.
Going away easily at Jack McLaughlin this afternoon, and now Matt Thompson.
Left lower leg injury is starting to...
It is left. Lachlan run around for Maitland. Here's Morris going wide to Shane Farmer. Came on, as we said, for Zach. That should be easy work for Matt Trod, and he just takes the safety first option and puts it over the byline.
Yeah, Robbie, the point. He stayed up at top.
Had some nice to get out of the way, and now it's back to Morris. They won the 2 early games, Weston. Morris into the middle. Robbie probably get the job done. Broadly, lost points and that sort of thing. All there a few minutes out of it. Good to see that Charlestown are... That sounds like Jamestown next week. That'll be the battle to try and get off the bottom of the ladder for them. Edgeworth and 3-3 at Park and in the WPL.
Matter on.
And now Anderson.
He should be out there or not, but he's been massive for Weston today, and the scoreline could be a lot worse if it wasn't for his efforts. I think Isaac Peake on debuts tried very hard. He's added a bit of creativity in the midfield. And you alluded to Shane Farmer coming on late has certainly been strong at the back.
Here's Turnbull. Since they went down to 10 men, they've gone up